Guys, welcome back to another episode of the One Step at a Time podcast with your host, the and polite, and 111 heading straight to full potential with their delays. And today I'm very blessed to have a special guest. Today's guest is an exciting entrepreneur and founder of one of the most innovative baking companies out of Ireland, the Drunken Cookie. While she often refers to herself as mentally ill at the beginning of her videos, there's nothing unwell about her cookies. And any obstacles she's faced, she's managed to transform into creativity with her baking. If you're not enjoying one of her mouthwatering magical cookies, then you're being entertained by her shining, charismatic presence on social media. She also does a lot of charity work and has donated over 3,600 cookies and is currently working on opening her next shop in Dubai. While the names of her cookies sometimes might catch you off guard at first, once you taste them, there's no going back. She truly defines resilience. I'd like to welcome Saifa to the podcast. How are ya?
Oh my god, that is the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. I feel nervous now. Oh my god.
I was a bit nervous. I was feeling a bit nervous now. I was like, why am I nervous to do this?
Nervous on your own podcast, man.
Yeah.
All good my side. Thank you so much for having me on.
You're very, very, very welcome. I was just saying, you're currently in Dubai, enjoying, living the high life, doing it big, living the high life.
Yeah.
How long have you been over there? How long have you been? A couple of weeks there?
So I was doing a bit of traveling, but I've been doing back and forth since about January.
Oh, was there since? Did you say since February? Sorry.
Since January.
Oh, since January. Oh, was there? And how is the new business? Is everything taking shape? Is it hard organizing everything?
Man, it's been really fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie. Even yesterday, I was looking over budgets with my brother. We're 50k over budget right now. So it's like stringing pennies together. It's taking out loans. It's getting investors involved. And it's really frustrating because we've decided to go with Emar, which is one of the leading property guys here in Dubai. So they want things done a certain way. So it's not like your cookie cutter store that you can open up in the back arse of nowhere and get your local plumber and electrician guy to just fit everything out. It's super high standard across the board. So if we wanted a makeshift sign or something, they'll be like, no, that's not allowed. So yeah. So the problem is that if you wanted a good location, you had to go with Emar. So it's a real catch-22, which obviously was just a part of the learning process. So yeah, I mean, it's been going well. Nothing's actually gone wrong, apart from the fact that I'm consistently anxious about how much debt I'm going to be in.
Debt, money, oh, money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me. Sifa, I want to delve into the business and all the hard work you put into it. But I think you are the business, as I was doing my research and going through all your videos, you are the Drunken Cookie, and you're really weird on your sleeve. So I really want to kind of get back into the nitty gritty and just your story overall. So I just want to bring you back to the good old days, the childhood. Let's unravel everything that happened in the childhood.
Trauma time!
So yeah, for anyone who maybe doesn't know your story, what was your childhood like, and where did you grow up?
So I was born in Dublin. My mom's Indian and dad's Pakistani. Yeah, I feel on paper it all looked very normal, I guess, but internally and in hindsight, it was not normal. None of it was normal. So I'm a person of color, and I was always surrounded by I was in a predominantly white country, Christian school and everything else, and I always thought I was like everyone else. But then when I went home, to my immigrant parents, and then in school, I slowly started to realize I actually am different. I thought getting in trouble with your parents and getting beat and stuff like that, I thought that was kind of normal. And then I quickly kind of realized it's not normal at all. I have this one very clear image ingrained in my head of like when I was like, I remember I had arm warmers on, and everyone was like, safe as emo, because wearing arm warmers. And I was like, no, guys, it's like, it's because I cut myself. And like, everyone kind of being like, oh my, like, what the hell? But then it kind of was normalized that, like, I don't know, it was just, it's all a blur. Like, yeah, my upbringing was normal, but it wasn't.
Saifa, there's one really like, I don't know if you've always had it, but it's just like this almost like non-stopping humor and optimism of like no matter what you had in your life, you're just able to see, well, okay, that wasn't good, but there is a like not a humorous kind of a humorous side to it. You're always able to add that lightheartedness. Is that like something that like you always had as a kid, that like you were just one of the family who like would like just laugh at things, or is that something you've developed maybe?
I don't know, man. I feel like if I don't laugh, I'll cry. I think it's probably like deflecting a lot as well. Now, don't get me wrong, like I have felt, and like, especially in recovery, like I've felt so many emotions, and like I've cried a lot. Um, and like when I'm having my off days, like I'll be like pretty miserable. But like if I can laugh about it, I will. Or like if I'll make a joke about, like if I can make a joke out of it, I will. But it's not to say that like I don't actually feel it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I'd be very similar. I'd be making jokes saying, "Oh, I'm a trauma,"
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
guys, it's really serious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I am
but it's
really
not
into
really
you
that
right
funny.
now.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I definitely feel that. I was looking at some of your videos and obviously your school time. And you mentioned just, well, obviously Dublin. So I grew up in the countryside, um, and like our schools, I think you realize that when you're younger too, how different it is the countryside to like city and town schools. Like while you have a lot of reoccurring patterns of behavior, there is a little bit of a difference. There's like more maybe naivety maybe in the countryside when you're growing up a little bit, but growing up in Dublin, obviously being the daughter of an immigrant and whatnot, you mentioned about bullying and how everyone just got bullied. And it was just a normal thing. It didn't seem like there was only like a set amount. It was like everyone got it. Was that, how did that experience maybe impact you and maybe influence?
Man, that the school that I went to was actually insane. And it was real like eat or be eaten mentality. And like I never kind of regret things or like I feel upset about the past, but I wouldn't change my experiences in school because I think ultimately they define us on who we are. And whilst there was a lot of like pain and scary situations and everything else in school, like it kind of led the path in which where I am today, to put it like, and I think I know now, like what I had in school, the friend group I had, we were like this, like we were the best of friends, but I think it was more of a trauma bond, and I suppose I can like see that today, especially now that I'm in like recovery, like what's a toxic friendship? What is like someone using you? What's like what's real, what's not real? And especially in school, like popularity was like a really big thing. Like you can see through when people are being fake and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't have changed those experiences at all. Whilst they were traumatic, I wouldn't change it.
You mentioned the word trauma bond, and it's only something I actually personally came across maybe even like, I want to say like 2, 3 years ago. I wasn't even aware of it. What is, you mentioned maybe trauma bond with friends. For someone who doesn't know what trauma bond, how would you describe it?
It's like you guys are like both on a boat that's like sinking, and you experience a sinking fucking ship together. And then you survive the sinking ship. So then you're kind of like, oh, we've experienced such an intense thing in our lives, therefore, like, you're glued to the hip then. That's how I kind of see it. And it's just like, no, 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 you have this whole existence outside of the sinking ship happening. Do you know what I mean? And you get this like really weird connection through like pain and stuff like that. I don't think it's okay to empathize with one another, and I think that that forms friendship and stuff. But I don't think that's like
Really, it's
a
long
reason to be
lasting, maybe,
friends.
or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's a mad one too, because when you kind of almost have to leave the friend to maybe realize, you maybe kind of have to leave the clouds to maybe look back and go, oh wow, that's all we really had in common. Like, I know one of my friends at the moment, he he's been an alcoholic, I want to say, for since he was maybe 19, and I've known this, and I've done my best because I love him so much to like intervene, but it's been to no avail. And then I realized, oh wait, this isn't my job to try. But he was on the phone to me, and for the first time ever, he admitted, he said it, and he never said it to me ever. And I didn't say anything back in impression. I was like, oh wow, he just said it, like. And he was speaking about then his friends, how just like trauma bonding, that's what you connect with. All of his friends are into drinking. And that's how he met his friends. And that's really the main staple core of their friendship. They met drinking, they go out drinking, everyone knows him as drinking. And now to kind of leave that world, to stop drinking, he possibly might lose the friends. But it's knowing that and having that realization of, oh wait, that's all we connect with. And if that's all we connect with, is that a positive thing? And a lot of the time it's not a positive thing. Was it hard to maybe disconnect then from some of them friends when you maybe realize, oh wait, is that all we have in common?
Well, we all actually moved schools in fifth and sixth year, and then the friendships just disintegrated. Like, everyone just kind of wanted to focus on their own lives, and then turning into like adults, I fucked up one friendship because of my alcoholism. So that was like the only girl that I was actually kind of friends with. And then the other girls, I think they like still talk and stuff, but I think I think I was just like in my own world when it came to those girls. So I don't know, I suppose the connection just kind of disappeared. But I understand what you mean about your friend and him losing friends. Like, when I entered recovery, like, man, I've got like no friends now. So I lost like a lot
Your
of,
friend Andrew, it's Andrew?
yeah, I have a friend, Andrew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, shout out Andrew. Andrew, you gotta listen to this, man. I'll put you in there for you to listen to this, okay?
That's so funny. Yeah, I do have my one friend Andrew, but man, like, it's like such it's really hard. Like, I wish I had like a good group of friends. Do you know what I mean? I feel like because I've just moved country again, and like I just got my friend group in like Dublin in recovery. Like, I had my friends from recovery. I started making real connections. Like, and yeah, me and Andrew started doing things like outside the gym and actually like life, like day to day. And now because I've moved country again, it's like, fuck, now I have to start again, which is
Yeah, I get you. I feel that. I got so many bits. Oh, we won't jump to all the current bits, so that I can't wait to talk about that too. Um, so you always wanted to open a coffee shop. Now, before, where does that stem from? Is it just a memory of being in a coffee shop, or is there somewhere like that inspired, like down to the bakery, or what was the first memory of like, oh, that'd be cool?
that's such an interesting question. I remember when I was like 7 or 8 telling my dad like, can I sell lemonade outside? And he'd literally be like, no. Because in hindsight, I'm kind of like he at the time I was like, what the hell? But for him, it's like a colored girl in Dublin for selling lemonade on the corner street. Back in the day, it would look like a certain way. So he was like, absolutely not. Like, you're not doing it. But I always had in my head, like, I always wanted to sell food and like desserts. Always. Like, since I don't remember not having that idea. And like in second class, like, what did you want to be when you grow up? Like, I drew like a chef. So it's just something I've always wanted to do. Like, food is a love language to me. So like, I love feeding people.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's the love language. It seems like you like taking care of people. You like going out of your way to do something nice, and that is your way of maybe translating how you feel or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
communicating how you feel.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
through food, for sure.
yeah, I love that. What's your favorite food, out of curiosity?
I love a roast dinner.
You love that. Wait, your favorite, is it the White Rabbit on Capel Street's your favorite
You know everything
restaurant?
about me.
No, you put it out there, so I gotta research it.
Yeah, I love White Rabbit on Capel Street in terms of like my favorite restaurant. Their Korean fried chicken snaps. But like if I had to pick like death row meal, it would be like a Sunday roast.
Whoa! We went a death row. Slow down, Sarah. Slow down. We're doing one-on-one. But yeah, sorry. Sunday roast. Did you say for your Sunday roast?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Sunday roast. I've been low key, just roasting all my food because I realized, wait, I don't even have to sit here and cook because I do like cooking. But sometimes I just want to. I can just wait. I can just put all my food in the oven and come back 30 minutes later. Game changer.
Done, and it's done.
I've been doing that a lot recently. So you had maybe in the background, it was in your head, oh, I love food, I love taking care of people like that. But obviously, ups and downs through your childhood and your teenage, it's a bit traumatic and whatnot. Does that follow you then when you go to college? You go to college then when you leave school? Does that just kind of like follow like a dark cloud behind you, or what was that kind of transition from like maybe being a teenager to the big world?
Yeah, I mean, when I was like 18, 19, I was such an angry person, Martin. Like,
You an angry person?
oh my God, that's so funny that you'd say that. I was fucking insane. Like, I had problems. I was in like a relationship at the time. I was insecure. I was jealous. I wasn't a good person either, and I was very disrespectful towards my family and my friends, and just like chaos. It was really bad. So much so, like I was smashing walls up, I was pulling my hair out, I was wrecking the gaff, I was smashing glasses. Really, really horrible stuff. And I never knew why. I never kind of put two and two together. Like, okay, I had like a really rough upbringing, and I never really got in touch with any of those emotions. I was just an angry person. Um, and then I eventually saw a psychologist, not because I wanted to, but because the police had gotten called so many times. Um, my mom was worried, like, why is my daughter like this, like up the walls? And basically, like, under the Mental Health Act, I had gotten arrested. And they were like, you need to do something. So anyway, I started seeing a psychologist, and I got like prescribed some antidepressants, and that just kind of like leveled me out for a little bit. Like, I guess talking about stuff helped. But I wasn't really honest in therapy, I guess. I wasn't really talking so much about like
Was it
what I
hard
was
to be
really
honest,
like.
Saifa?
Huh?
Was it hard to be honest?
Yeah, I didn't want to be honest. Yeah, I didn't want to be honest. I didn't want people to oh, that hurts to say. I didn't want people to see the real me, because the real me was like really ugly.
Was she not ugly now? Whoop, but she never was. It's very I respect that a lot. You saying that, I think a lot of people can relate with that though. It's I think most people actually, I would say most people have a certain thing that we present. Like, when you meet someone for the first time, you're giving them the best version. You're doing everything to give the best version, and hoping that that they'll like the person inside. And often most people, like, I know me, I'm a very outward person. I try to not think, I just do. And there's a very good quote by Andre 3000. It's when you think too much, you're removing what's moving, because everything is in flow, but it's like we step in front of ourselves and stop what's flowing because we're almost scared of what's inside. So I think a lot of people, I think a lot of people can relate with that, and I definitely relate with that. And it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength to just, here I am. And then not only open that, but fall in love with who's inside. That's not easy. It's not easy to fall in love with who's inside. Saifa, what is some things maybe that once you were able to like just start being honest, that helps you maybe gain a little self-love? I know it's a journey, but what are some things that you maybe learned to realize, oh, I can love the person inside?
I don't have the answers for that. uh, I don't know. I think you probably caught me on a bad day, to be honest, because there's days where I'm not bad at all. And I'm like, I do actually like what's going on inside, and I can look in the mirror and not hate myself. Um, and that's probably just down to like self-compassion and practicing self-compassion. Um, I'm like, yeah, just trying to care for like that inner child a lot is something that I'm working on in order to kind of fall back in love with myself. But also I think so many like terrible things have happened that like I had put myself in situations in the past to be hurt because I didn't deserve what I should deserve, if that makes sense. So I think I'm at a stage now where I'm not going to settle in any which way in my life because I don't want that for myself, because I'm starting to love myself. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I think it's a paradigm shift too, having that, oh no, wait, I do deserve more. And going, yeah, agreeing and say, yeah, I do deserve more. And not only do I deserve more, I'm going to get that more. And it's like, it's laying this bench press, this like standard of like, I don't deserve to fall under that standard. And I'm going to keep whatever, maybe I might not get all the way to the heavens above that standard, but this is my standard. And I know now I don't deserve to fall under that standard. I'm going to hold myself to that. And it's making that promise. And oh God, self promises. I was writing a line last night because I do music, and I was writing about I'm so bad at paraphrasing, but the line was something like all my broken, teary-eyed, staring in the mirror, a myriad of broken promises that I kept under dirty carpets, they're all swept. So all my like, I'm very good at making promises to other people and keeping them, but to myself, there's so many that like, oh, let's sweep that under the carpet. Oh, it didn't hit that goal today. It's all right. Let's sweep it under there. Let's say, forget about it. Not maybe look at it direct and accept why I didn't hit it or why I didn't, I'm going to do it again. But maybe choosing just to sweep it and try to forget about it. But if you just sweep them like promises, them self-promises under the carpet, they build up. And next time you walk into the room, you can't get into the room because there's so many promises under the carpet.
Yeah, I love that. But it's true.
Yeah, it is true. But it's also like the small, I've learned, I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's small promises. It's the micro promises that like add to the big one. It's like, for me personally, it's like, okay, I need to get up at this time. I owe that to myself. I need to get up at this time. Boom, I need to go here. Like, I feel like that maybe with you, because you're in recovery, your AA meetings, like you made that promise yourself, I'm going to hit that, I'm going to go to that one, and vice versa. But, Saifa, college, were you in college? Was there a college experience? If so,
Yeah,
what was
I
that
was in
like?
college. I was in college. I did my undergrad in food and business in DIT, and then I did my master's in Trinity in business.
Okay, wowzers. And what was, I suppose from an educational standpoint, what was that like?
Um, the master's, I think
Wait,
it was.
sorry, masters. That's fucking lit. I didn't even clock that. Wow. That's huge. That's a massive one.
Thank you.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
Um,
fuck yeah.
I think the master's was a bit like I needed that 1 year just to like mature, I guess. I like didn't really get a whole lot from it in terms of an educational standpoint. Um, I just like did my lectures. Like, I suppose it helped me with people skills because I had to have a lot of patience. I was like class rep, and there was like 100 people in the year, and like just really mixed nationalities, so a lot of mixed personalities. Culturally, it was different, and it was really. I think yeah, I learned a lot managing people, but that wasn't really from the degree. Do you know what I mean? Um, and then for my undergrad as well, like I thought my undergrad was really good because it was something I really enjoyed, like food and business. So I learned a lot there.
Your brother, your brother's into business too, is he? Or is
Yeah, I get yeah,
because
but he's giving me a hand. Yeah,
yeah, you're the main businesswoman though.
yeah, absolutely.
And it's you, your sister, and your brother. There's or two siblings. There's
Two brothers,
three.
two sisters.
Oh, wowzers. Okay, there's more.
Big
Okay,
family.
they're not big on social media. I couldn't find them. You're speaking about your people skills, and if you look at any of your content now, it's very personal. It's like very personal, and it hooks you in. You're very good at just the charisma. Boom, just hooks you in straight away. Is that something you had to develop, or is that something that you always had and kind of got better at when you were in college and maybe happened to manage people and learn how
Um,
people act?
I don't know, like well, in terms of like I suppose the marketing aspect, like I've always been in front of the camera. Like when I was in fourth year in school, like I used to do vlogs and stuff like that, and like just record all my friends, and I used to edit it and just have like little video diaries. And even in like when we were even younger, like I used to make like YouTube videos, like really weird ones. But I've always loved documenting things and just being like talking on camera. And then when I started the business, like I I think that like wanting to show my personality was just a part of it from the get-go because I can't really do this like faceless stuff and just post like boring photos. Like I wouldn't follow that. I've no interest in that. So like I wanted to like be friends with the people that bought my product because they made me who I am today, you know? So I'll be like eternally grateful for that. So I don't think it was a thing with college or anything like that. I think it's just like I've been very open with who I am. That it doesn't make a difference if it's behind the camera or in front of the camera. And I just use that, I suppose, for marketing because it works.
It does work, and you're very, very, very good at it. Um, so college ups, downs. Before you begin so maybe talk to me about like the 2 years. I want to get this right. Let me get to my notes here, and I'll make sure I get this information correct. This is what it is. So before let me say that I'm kind of jumping ahead a bit. Did you always know you had BPD, borderline personality disorder? And if so, when did you find out, and how has that kind of maybe impacted yours?
So I got diagnosed with that. Remember when I had said that I was like 18, 19, I was really angry. That's when I got diagnosed by my psychologist. And it was like understanding that I had it helped me, I suppose, kind of tone down a little bit because I did some like cognitive behavioral therapy and like grounding techniques and stuff like that and mindfulness, which helped me like diffuse my moods a little bit more. Um, and I didn't really do much else with that. And I just was aware that I had it.
Now, what is that to someone who? What is borderline personality disorder for someone who may not know about it?
BPD is like heightened emotions. So your baseline might be here, of like regular. Mine is like this. So when I feel sad, I feel like someone's died. And when I'm happy, it's like I've done bag all night long. I'm ecstatic, like I'm up there. And it's irregular. That's and it can shoot up really quick and it can come down really quick. And there's like different aspects within the personality disorder that like we have like our favorite person that we like idealize and like love and worship, and they can't do wrong. It's like an unconditional love for this one person. Um, and then like we're like hypersensitive and abandonment issues. So like a consistent fear that like everyone's gonna leave us.
Gotcha.
So
Did
it's definitely a tough one.
it was very well broken down that. Did understanding you have that and how to regulate your emotions completely like change your self-image? You're like, okay, this makes sense. I have these anger issues and these lows and highs because of this. I'm okay. I maybe won't beat myself up as much. I was like, I have something and I maybe know how to manage it a bit better.
Yeah, yeah, but because
Different.
I was drinking quite heavily,
Got you.
it like it didn't really mean a whole lot to me.
Got
Like
you.
I said, like I was still kind of regulating myself through other things. Um, and the reason I had like initially, like I was like, oh, I need to stop drinking so I can like sort out my borderline personality disorder. But then like obviously then realized that like drinking was part of the problem. But yeah.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah, it's I want to touch on the drinking and whatnot. It's something that, so I would say I have a very sensitive relationship with alcohol myself because I grew up just surrounded by like a lot of alcoholics, so I seen firsthand like just directly. Um, and so when I was like, I'd say it would have been like 14 or 15, I would have started binge drinking. So I'd say for maybe like, and not crazy binge drinking, but enough to like go down like a bad path with it. But like looking and thankfully, I was like, I've always done music. So I was like, oh wait, this isn't positive for my music. Like this isn't good. So like I just stopped. And ever since then, my relationship with alcohol has kind of been. Sometimes I'll enjoy it. Like sometimes if I'm out, like I went to Halls here. No, I won't lie. I was a bit depressed at Halls here. I was a bit depressed at Halls here. I drank, and that's why I drank.
Oh,
But at Halls here was a good time. Like I loved it. I still had a lot of time. But unless I'm actually like very happy, I don't tend to want to drink. Like, and even like I'd be like, even when I walk through an off license, I'll be surrounded with it. I'll just kind of get heebie-jeebies. I'm like, oh, like, because for me, the best version of myself, like I haven't. The way I started the podcast is like, it's a funny tag, but it's the Ocean Flight 101 heading straight to full potential with zero delays. So it just means I'm on the path to like being the best version of myself. And I don't know if maybe you agree, but with the minute I start drinking, it's like I'm no longer the best version. I don't feel like I'm the best version. I don't feel like I'm me anymore. And I put a lot of work into being me.
oh,
So feeling like when I go drinking, it feels like, oh, I'm just throwing away all this hard work I've done. I'm like, it feels like I'm a little bit of an imposter almost.
yeah, interesting.
So I don't know if that what it was like for you. Is it the opposite? Was it like using alcohol to like be free or be the person or
So I was similar to you. I started drinking like 14, 15. And alcohol immediately helped me fit in. Like I said, I was a person of color, in an environment where drinking culture is like so normal. So when I started drinking, I was immediately like everyone else. It didn't matter the color of my skin. Um, but the difference was, I suppose, that like because of my parents, I could only drink at certain times so I wouldn't get caught. So, um, drinking made me feel really good and helped me numb and just elevated my life, at a young age. But it wasn't always socially. So, like, when my friends would just be going to like the park to hang out, my parents were away, so I'd be drinking and I'd be the only one drinking. So I was drinking alcoholically, um, from the beginning. Um, and that kind of kept on going. It helped me fit in and it helped me be the life of the party and it helped me be really out there, the funny girl, the one that's going over the top. Um, and it made me feel liked. Um, and then I suppose I like ventured into like smoking weed and stuff like that, but that just fucked me up. So I said, okay, well, drugs aren't really for me, it seems. I'll just stick with alcohol. So yeah, I just kept going with alcohol because it felt like my solution until it became the problem.
Jeez, that's a fucking bear right there. That's a bear and a half. Felt like my solution to the became the problem. Wowzers. Say that before you get to the beginning of the Drunken Cookie. I seen a quote from one of your videos. You were going through like a really tough time. I just want to read the quote there. So this is 2021. This quote, I do believe, are from that period of time. So before you start the Drunken Cookie, you'd lost your job, your boyfriend, you were dealing with a lot of abandonment issues. And with that, the borderline personality disorder, you said, I don't know how to label my emotions and I don't understand myself. And then your brother said that you need something to live for. So what was that moment when you're going through hell, you're going through the trenches, hell, it's hell on earth, guys. We've all been there. Maybe not. Maybe you haven't been in hell. Fair fucks to you if you haven't. Big ups to you. I don't know what you're doing, but I love it. You're going through that tough period, and your brother says that you need something to live for. What's that moment like?
I don't have words for that emptiness, that isolation, the aloneness. It's terrifying. When you feel like you have no hope and that you're like unlovable and you're always the problem and you're just a big fuck up and nobody fucking loves you. That feeling is so fucking horrible. I can't even put words onto what that feeling was like. But after coming out of hospital and just being so delusional, I was actually delusional because I was like, what the hell is my life? I think I was like 22, 23. I'm trying to end my life. COVID was happening. I was up, I was down. I didn't know who I was outside of the relationship. I lost my job because of my alcoholism. I was just like mentally, like I could do anything right now. That's what I felt. All my barriers were down. And I think it was the gift of desperation that got me to the Drunken Cookie, because if I didn't reach that rock bottom, I wouldn't have been thinking outside of the box, if that makes sense. It was sheer it was so much emptiness that it just almost like it was like emotional, I can't remember the word, but it just like it changed. It
There's like
just
a
like that
switch.
it's switched to like I've got nothing else to lose. To
Let
I've
me
nothing
go for
else to
this. Go
lose.
at it. Go fucking
Yeah.
at it.
Like I literally it was I give up to fuck it. I got nothing else I might as well just go for it. And that's it was a scary thing, don't get me wrong. But that rock bottom was one of my rock bottoms. Like I've had like two or three in my whole life that like I've literally been like I cannot live um anymore. But that was like one of the ones that like diamonds are made under pressure. I was put under fucking pressure, and something beautiful came from it. Like,
Said, I don't know how often. Well, first of all, I said I love bigging people up. Yeah, I just love it. I really love giving people their flowers. So I don't know how often you do it, or if it's hard for you or not, or how often you tell you. But like, you got to realize there's some teenager now that's watching you, or there's someone in college who's going through like the trenches, and every day they're clicking on your profile and just getting so inspired. Like every day it's happening, and be it it's one person, or be it there's 100 girls out there, lads, or whatever, and every day they're seeing, well, no, I can do that because your honesty and your vulnerability. that's happening every day. Like, you're inspiring people, be it you think you are or not. So you give yourself the pat on the back. Give it.
I know,
Hey,
man.
hey,
I know
give
it's.
yourself the pat on the back.
I know, I
There we go.
know.
There we go. There we
I
go.
know. It's
So yeah,
crazy
big
to
up.
me. It's
Big
crazy
up.
to me. Like I obviously I started my own podcast and like man, the messages I got and like people just keep coming into my DMs when I put like a proper heartfelt upload up, like the people that just reach out, like it just I'm like I'm still a fuck. Like I don't know why people are talking to me.
But
Like
that's why people connect to you, though. That's because you're human. Like I love massive Sinead O'Connor fan. Sinead O'Connor was just human. Of course, she had the limelight and whatnot, but over and over again, she just went like this, and I'm human, I'm not perfect. And when you do that, people go, yeah, I'm not perfect either. Oh my God, there's other people like me, because no one is perfect. But it takes a lot of grit and it takes a lot of strength to admit that. And yeah, so just big up there. Massive big up.
thank you.
So what we're going to do now, I'm going to hit you with some lighthearted questions to up the dopamines and whatnot, and then I want to just get into the business and stuff. But this part of the podcast is called Quick Fire Questions. So I'm just going to ask you some quick fire questions, and just little short ones, just little short answers.
Let's go.
Questions. So yeah, favorite movie of all time?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille, that's a good one. That might be the best answer yet. I'm lucky. I'm my biased. I love Ratatouille, so I'm biased.
Yeah.
I used to always think, oh, I wonder what that's like in kitchens. Like, if you go to kitchens, there are little mouse and rat just running around the place. Probably wouldn't be too good.
No, not at all.
Favorite beverage in terms of like Coke or water or milk or
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Oh, no, can't co-sign that one, I'm afraid.
What are you talking about? Surely everyone answers that.
I need the sugar. If I'm going to have it, I need the sugar. I need it in my veins.
Like a red Coke.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Are you serious?
I can't remember the last time I had a red Coke.
Things really changing out here. Things really changing. Favorite singer or band?
Probably Kid Cudi.
Oh, lit. You Kid Cudi fan?
Yeah.
Favorite Kid Cudi song, album?
Ooh, Mr. Rager.
Mr. Rager, can't go wrong. Did you listen to the new album? There's a very good song called Blue Sky. It's really good. It's really beautiful.
Are you gonna go to his concerts?
When's he? It's next
year.
When is it?
Yeah.
Yes, I probably will go to that concert because
Yeah.
I think he's only ever been once or twice there. Maybe. I mean, I know he was in
Yeah.
Cork in like 2010 or something.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the prayer by Kid Cudi?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, you were a real one. Just testing, littlest testing. You're like, what type of Kid Cudi fan is she? Favorite gig you've ever been to?
Kid Cudi.
Kid
Hands
Cudi? Oh,
down.
you see him?
Yeah.
Where'd you see him?
In Italy, like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
Oh, wow. Brings me on to my next question. Definitely not making these up on the spot, guys. Definitely have them written down. Favorite holiday you've ever been on?
It was either Dubai at the start of this year, or I went to Mauritius a few years ago.
Wow. I went on a date with a girl from Mauritius there a couple of months ago. She knew 5 languages. 5 languages. Impressive stuff. Yeah, impressive. And last but not least, favorite summer memory?
Oh, the summer I fell in love.
The summer you fell in love. Let me play some romantic music now, some Elvis Presley or something. Very good. The summer you fell in love. That only happened to me one summer, but that was a fucking good summer too.
Yeah, it's good shit until it's not good shit.
Good shit until it's not good shit. 2024. Okie dokie. That was quick fire questions. So, this brings me into the next chapter of the podcast, and I won't keep you too long, because I know you're a busy woman. You're out here. You're building businesses. You're gymming. You're dancing. You have a lot going on. So, you set up a company. What do you even do how do you set up a company?
In
shout out
Ireland?
my company, Excel. Guys, if you need any marketing and services in the music industry, hit us right now. Thank you. Yeah, how do you set up a company, and what's that like?
In Ireland, it was actually kind of easy. Or maybe I'm just saying that because it was so long ago. Like it was just like a bit of paperwork, sign a few forms, and it was like good to go. Whereas here, oh, maybe because I have to do like the whole visa stuff and I need like my business to sponsor me and I need to have an Emirati ID. Like it's just a whole uh, different level of paperwork that needs to happen. But in Ireland, I found it pretty straightforward and there's a lot of help and resources out there.
So when you start the Drunken Cookie, did the name come to you out the blue? Were you sleeping? Don't trust your thoughts past 9 o'clock unless it's the Drunken Cookie idea that comes and you have the epiphany. But the name, did you have the name? Where did the name come out?
Well, so I was drinking pretty heavily when it all started. So I kind of was just like, I'm the Drunken Cookie. Like, let's just
Gotcha.
call it the Drunken Cookie. And it kind of just clicked. Like it was reflective of the product. Like it wasn't like a little cookie cutter, little cute little milk chocolate chip. Like they were like bang, 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 chocolate sauce, stuffed, everything. Like it was just like really over the top. So we were like, let's go with this. I think this works.
I love that. So from the beginning, where the name's always going to be on the interesting side, let's put it that way. So we have a couple here. We have vanilla, just like your sex life. Do you want to explain that one, maybe, or maybe not? Swiftly, maybe not.
Oh, it was just like I remember when I was like I was dating at the time,
Okay.
and I was talking to this one guy, and we clicked really well, like sexually, and he was like, "Man, people are so vanilla at sex," and I was like, "You know what? They actually are. What the hell?" And the name
Oh,
just
vanilla, because they're bland. They're plain.
yeah.
I thought it was something else. I won't lie. My mind went somewhere else with that one.
Yeah, so it just means like just like really like plain, like just like lying there, like one pump done kind of thing.
Okay, one
Whereas,
pumped up.
yeah,
The
exactly. So
Bitcoin
that's
of
where it came
sex,
from.
not the Bitcoin, the crypto of sex. Yeah. Okie dokie. And then we have Kinder Kego. Fill me up. Fudge me. I thought that was an interesting one. What does that one mean there now? Fudge me.
Like fuck me.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty to the point. Really to the point. So yeah, was it straight off the bat you had the kill names? That you had like the spicy names?
Yeah, for sure. But right from the beginning. And when I did start, like my brother's always been kind of like supporting me and kind of been my biggest like cheerleader, I guess. And
Class.
he was always like, Saifa, you need to pull back with the names. You need to stop with the names. Make it more
What's
vanilla.
our
Like,
investors gonna say?
yeah, exactly. Like he was literally like, no, this all needs to stop. Like, and I was like, no, fuck you. I was like, it's my fucking business. I'll do what I want. And yeah, I kept with it. I'm glad I did. Like.
Yeah, I love that. What's the best part of running your own business, Sifa?
Um, I think for me specifically is that I can't get fired. And I think that kind of plays on to the like yeah, the like abandonment piece, but like sometimes when I'm like wanting to like post something and I do doubt myself because I'm like, is this too much? Like what's too much? And then I'm like, wait, no one's gonna give out to me. No one's gonna fire me and say take that down. Like I get to decide what's too much or like how I respond to people. Like it's all on me and that like it's my choice where I go with this, which is really, really great.
What's the most difficult part about running your own business?
All of it. Like none of this is easy. Like, like not an ounce of this. At any stage throughout my 3 years in business, have I been like, this is grand. Like it's always been painful. Like the minute you wake up in the morning, you're working. Like I'm thinking cookies. The minute I go to bed, I'm thinking cookies. Like there is no, oh, I leave the office and I don't think about work. Like I've been working 24/7 for the past 3 years.
So, do you ever dream about cookies?
Oh, all the time.
Why? Got any funny dreams about cookies?
Oh, they're never funny. It's always like, we forgot to order chocolates.
Um,
Ah! Like, it's not fun. It's never fun.
for some reason, I thought you were going to tell me. I had just the idea in my mind like that all the cookies came alive or something.
No, not that kind
But in
of.
reality, it's just the stresses of guys. We can get the bash. We can get the bash. We can get the bash.
No, no.
So you started your own business, Drunken Cookie. Did you start doing it online first? Did you? I know you had your pop-ups in the Grand Canal and whatnot, and different pop-ups here and there. Was the pop-ups you got your van after doing online, or what was that process like?
So I started initially just advertising on Instagram, and people would just DM me their address and send me money through Revolut, and I'd literally just like go to their house with my car and deliver the cookies. And then like obviously as I got bigger, it was like really inefficient because I would be spending like 2 days driving around Dublin, and like it was just not efficient at all. So I had looked into renting out a kitchen for mass production, and then I started looking at couriers. So I went with Fastway originally, and it was still taking orders through Instagram, and then eventually I got a website. Um, and then I could hook up the website to DPD. So DPD would ship the orders and I would just bake. And that's kind of how it's kind of been working ever since.
Sick. And your logo too. I really like the logo. Did the logo? Did you make it yourself, or what was the behind the
So
logo? I really like the
we
logo.
actually had a logo originally. I just got like a Fiverr account.
Oh, I know. I know Fiverr all too well.
Yeah.
I've used Fiverr a lot throughout the years.
Yeah, so I
You
just
can do
got
anything
some
on Fiverr.
yeah. So I just got some like random bloke to like make me a logo, and I used that for like 2 years. And then we did like a rebrand like a year ago, or just over a year ago, and the brand the brand guy that we were working with like just designed a new logo that was just a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more prettier. And that's when I was like happy with it, so we just changed it then.
Sick. I love that. And then your van. So when did the van and the bloody who threw stones at the van? And why would you be throwing stones at the van in the first place?
Oh, so are we talking about the food truck or are we
Yeah,
talking
sorry,
about?
the food truck. Sorry, yeah, the food truck.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was like all a bit of a blur, to be honest. Like I had just gotten it in like the October or something, I think it was, and then
Gotcha.
I was like going to rehab in like at the end of December. And then when I came out, like it got stolen. Like it was just
You
all
got
happened.
stolen.
Yeah,
Oh no!
yeah,
I didn't know it got stolen.
yeah. It was the pits. Like it was that whole time in my life. Like I don't remember. Like it was honestly, my brain was so fried from like drinking drugs and like just like trying to manage a business, and then like, oh, I'm going to rehab. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Now, terrible that got stolen, but wouldn't it be funny if you just seen it down the motorway? Hey, that's funny.
Oh no, there was people that was like, I just seen a pink trailer going down the M50, like,
Oh my god!
and I
I
was
wonder
ringing
did
up
they
the
paint it?
guards. Huh?
I wonder did they paint it then when they got it? Maybe like
They
just
stripped it down completely. So I rang the guards and I was like, it's going down the M50 right now. And they were like, we don't have enough cars. So like, it was so frustrating. Like the whole
standard
thing was.
behaviour from Hungary at the Shaka Corner. One, did you ever see that? One guard eat. Oh, what's that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember how it goes. Shout out that comedian. He's a funny man. He's a funny man. Um, I seen in one of your videos, Sifa, that you were speaking about the prices, and it's okay when someone goes on Instagram. Now, I even looked at it because I paid €3 for a cookie there about 2 weeks ago, and I felt like I did myself. I felt like I committed a crime doing it. But then when I seen your video, it kind of gave me like a better idea of it because it wasn't an independent coffee shop. So shout out you putting up an independent hustle. I seen a video how you were speaking about the prices, and someone was giving out about the price, and you're like, yeah, it's okay to give out the price, but this is why it's the price, because it's electricity, it's because of the services, maybe employees. What's it like having to juggle and curveballs and still make your profit, still hit that profit line when you have so many expenses?
It's really tough. Like man, like there's weeks where I'm like, am I gonna be able to pay electricity? Am I gonna be able to pay rent? Am I gonna be able to pay my staff? Like it comes in waves. Like obviously coming into summer, we kind of we get a little bit busier, but then coming into September all the way till like the start of December, then we'll get really quiet. But I just kind of, I mean, I've been going for 3 years now, so I kind of just have to just trust the process. And I know there's going to be that bad days and stuff, but like if I just keep on pushing with social media, and I'm trying to look for someone as well just to kind of increase the amount that we're kind of pushing out, and hope that like eventually like we'll start making money. But I'm still paying back for like equipment, like renting things and just covering the costs for everything. Like I still haven't made money yet in the business, if that makes sense. I'm just surviving.
Yeah, a lot of businesses, like, I think for anyone who doesn't understand business, with me cameras going, I feel like for anyone who doesn't understand business, you can have a business running but not be profitable for years. Like, I know Spotify wasn't profitable for years. They were even a gigantic company at the time. It's behind the closed doors what people don't see. People only see the funny videos with the beautiful cookies and like, yeah, I'll get a cookie, but they don't see all the hard work. But that's why the behind the scenes videos are very good. And that's what you're very good at too, Saifa, is not being afraid to. I know Marcus Aurelius is a very good quote about do nothing without curtains or walls, showing everyone the process. It's that behind the scenes they see how difficult it is, and when someone sees how difficult it is, they're more inclined to support it, just because they know all the hard work that's going into it. So yeah, where does the Drunken Cookie look like? You said you're 3 years in now. Obviously, the move to Dubai. Wow, what inspired opening another shop, or opening a shop in Dubai, should I say?
So, back in January, as I said, I was here. But I was here with my family, and it was like a holiday. And I was here with my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend came with us, and we were like, oh my God, let's move here. Like this is where we want to be. This is where we want to settle down. And for him, he worked with he was an engineer, so basically for him, he could just apply for a job and get it, whereas I'd be starting from scratch. So we had decided, okay, we're moving to Dubai, um, together, and I'll start my business here. So that was literally it. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna just do it. And then he broke my heart, so I thought, fuck this, I'm gonna do it anyway.
And that you did. And that you did. And that you
Yeah.
did. What was this? Before we hopped on here, I mentioned about your podcast. I was like, so wait, the podcast. Oh, there's so many things that I'm going to see how I'm going to lay this out because there's so many things I want to mention. You mentioned about your podcast. So you had a podcast and then you stopped it, and then did you delete them? Because I couldn't find
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I had to delete them.
Okay.
My addiction therapist at the time was just like, you're putting way too much information about your life out there. Rein it in, stop it all. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Oh wait. So how much information do you put out compared to that? Is it less? Is it much less?
I was saying that stuff.
Jeez, I thought what you're saying was pretty open. I can only imagine what they were like.
Yeah. They were pretty intense. Like, yeah, they were
Okay, interesting.
a lot.
Yeah, so I was listening to one of your podcasts, and again, the vulnerability, but you were speaking about how you're at the age now, you're 27, 28, around that. I don't want to misage you. 25, 26. But you're speaking about how you don't really want to add someone to your life now, if they don't like have a lot of value, and again, they be coming back to the standards. You also said something really interesting, which I wanted to ask you about. You said about how you've kind of accepted that you may not find the love that you had with your last partner or previous partner, one of your partners, and you kind of accepted that. Why is it you feel like you might not have that love again?
Man, that feeling was like fucking heroin. Oh my sweet Jesus. Like I I just know, like that's like one in a trillion chance. I can't explain to you. Oh, like the feeling of that love was like I've never experienced in my fucking life. Now, it could be down to the fact like I was early recovery, and like just the feeling of like feeling love was so heightened and excelled, and it was my first relationship in recovery. That could have a part to play. But when I tell you that this love was the one you see in movies, the one they talk about, the magic of love. It was so good, man. I will never forget the feeling I had. We were in London and we were just having a pizza and we stared at each other and we both just said I love you at the same time. And it was the first time we had said I love you, and it was that feeling like we both got kind of teary eyed because the emotions were just like, oh my God. And I still get emotional even think about it today. Like, man, I'm never gonna feel that again. If I do, I don't deserve it, man. I feel bad that people didn't experience that feeling once in their life and they've already settled down with the partner and they're like in this average relationship where they think they love each other. I I now know what love is. That was fucking love. That was that good shit that when you're with that person, nothing in the fucking world matters. Nothing. Anything can go wrong. And when you look into their eyes, it's like there could be fucking fire and storms and chaos going all around you. And you can look in their eyes and everything is okay. You feel like home. And I just don't think I'm ever gonna get that with the person again. Cause that's that feeling, man, that like you don't just get that. That doesn't just happen. It was reciprocated. That feeling was reciprocated. So that's I think what made it very strong for me and very powerful. Like I think there's lots of soulmates, but I just don't think it's yeah, exactly. And like, man, I'm too fucked up. Like I'll I fall in love too easy and it's not real. Do you know what I mean? So that's why like it's not
I get that, but it was funny because the reason I brought it up, I was listening to it, and obviously you know your life, you've lived it, and but I, from my perspective, I was like the way I was looking, I was like, well, you have a business that you put your heart, your strength, determination into it. You're doing your dancing, you're flexing your what is it? Your feminine, your feminine. What was it? I have the quote here about your feminine. 1 second. Then we got this quote. We can edit it so it sounds smooth. Where are we going here? You want a little feminine? Oh yeah, I took up dance. I really wanted some good feminine energy. So
yeah.
you have your dance. You're doing your gym. You're putting your work in with AA. You're becoming the clearest, most purest version of yourself. So to me, I was like, "What's she on about? She's gonna find him again." Like I don't know you that well, but I was like, it does. Like to me, when someone is really becoming the best version of themselves, then that it just attracts. It'll come in. Maybe okay, maybe it might not be in the next 10 years. Maybe it might take a long time. Maybe it's next year. But for me, I just really believe once people put that hard work into who they truly are, it's like everything just becomes smoother and everything that was meant to be will just flow right in the funnel. So when I was listening to it, I was like, girl, you're going to be okay. It'll pop up again. It might be a
Yeah.
while, but... And I was like, you might disagree, but in my mind, I'm just positive like that.
Yeah, I think I'm quite cynical to be honest, and
Yeah.
especially when it comes
She was like,
to
nope.
yeah, when especially when it comes to like I don't know, like I agree with like the universe will bring to you what you deserve and stuff like that,
But
but
even on a plane, you when you go into a room, right? You know, let's like because I love the universe too, but I'm a reality person too. I'm
yeah.
clear at reality. You walk into a room and you attract just by how they look, how their posture is, how they communicate. You can tell who's living the purest version of themselves and who's not the minute you walk into a room. And I think if you're on the right path, you put yourself in the right groups. If you put yourself in the right groups, you're meeting like-minded people. That's just the way I view that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree, yeah. I just don't think I'm gonna find love like that again.
That's it. That's it. I'm just a romantic. That's all I am.
I once was too.
Oh god. Just I spoke about the dance there. What's dance added to your life?
Um, like this whole different energy that I never experienced before. Like growing up, like I said, like it was like conservative household. Like don't be talking to boys, like cover up, da 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 da. And then like my parents eventually became more liberal and more like accustomed to like the culture that was in Ireland. So it was like still not talked about, like being, I don't know, becoming a woman and like the need to like feel good in your skin and like feeling sexy and like and feeling good in yourself. And for me growing up then, feeling sexy just kind of had like uh it had a connection, and it was directly related to how men saw you, and it was for men. And then it came into like that piece of like needing validation. So when I entered sobriety and like realized that I was also a sex and love addict, I had to like completely withdraw myself from a lot of that like needing validation and like people pleasing. And I found these like dance groups, and I've never danced in my life, only in the fucking club. Like, so it was like this new venture where it was like women's only, hyping each other up and feeling good, not for anyone else to see, but surely for yourself. And that really helped my confidence, because they were like-minded girls that just wanted to feel good in themselves. And it wasn't for men, it was for me. And it's been a beautiful journey of me finding like being sexual and like being feminine, because I have a quite masculine energy with running a business. I have to be quite assertive and like a dominative person. And in the gym as well, like I'm always lifting weights, I'm always friends with the lads. And this was just opened up a whole new life for me.
I might get into the same dance. I've seen some of them dances and I was like, hey, maybe that's what I need in my life. Saifa, I'm going to wrap it up there. It's an absolute pleasure having you on. I really respect everything you're doing, from the business, the vulnerability, from just the charisma. It's ever flowing. The bucket is ever flowing with positive vibes. Saifa, someone sitting in their room going through similar things that you may have went through, what advice would you give to someone that's maybe in the trenches now, that's feeling lost, and maybe they don't have something to live for?
There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Just gotta keep holding on, keep working for it. It works if you work it.
Works if you work it. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Saifa, I've been your host of I've been the host of the Ocean Flight 1-1 at the Street Full Pleasure with Sarah Lays. And guys, this has been another episode of One Step at a Time. Saifa, don't have a good day. Have a great day.
Yeah, it goes late nights on the road. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah, that's just how it goes these days. I'ma try my best to make this flight, but if I don't wake up tomorrow, then the sun will still be. Yeah, it goes late nights on the road. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah, that's just how it goes these days. I'ma try my best to make this flight, but if I don't wake up tomorrow, then the sun will still be bright. Then the sun will still be bright. Chasing an abundance of enthusiasm. I can wait on happiness to happen. That's the straw that broke the camel.